Hey guys, it's DarudeLeafStorm here, and I'm here with JJDL Week 3. This is going to be the team builder proportion, and then we'll get into the battle shortly after. First off, I'd like to apologise with this bit of a janky setup going on here, with me obviously holding my mic first of all. I have a lot of work going on in my house at the minute, which, to be fair, I wasn't sure that was happening today, and this is my last day that I can really record this battle, as I am away for the weekend this weekend. So we're gonna push through it. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. It's pretty loud in here, but like I say, this is the last chance I've really got to do this, so we're gonna get into it. And yeah, this week we are taking on Bope and the Cleveland Guardians. Very solid team, which you could see on the right hand side. Our team is obviously on the left. We took an L last week. I think it was 3-0, 2-0, something like that. Very close game. We just had nothing for the Dunsparce in the end, but we're hoping to get back on track this week, and I think I potentially have the team to do it. So obviously you see my team on the left, you know it by now. Darkrai, Urshifu, Ogerpon, Halflame, Ursaluna, Munkidori, Tera, Fortress, Florges, Fape, Vikavolt, Open Tera, Mischievous, Open Tera, and Vullaby. Bope is rocking the Deoxys Speed, which is obviously a very scary mon. Got Chomper as well, and Prim. So a very solid top four, to be honest. Quite like our team. I think our top four is really solid. Well, I think our top five is really solid, but got Prim, Scizor, Serena, which is Tera, Open Tera, which is quite scary actually. Open Tera Chandelure. We've got Raikou, Skuntank, Greedon, which is also Tera, and Zapdos. So three really solid Tera captains on Bope's end. Zapdos, Gala, as we saw from last week, flying types are really solid into my team, so I definitely am expecting that to come immediately. Other mons I'm expecting to come, I think Prim has an okay matchup here. Obviously taking on stuff like Darkrai, Urshifu, things like that, but I think I can chip it down quite easily. Scizor, I think, could definitely come this game. I don't think it has the best matchup, but I don't think it has the worst either. Chandelure, I definitely am expecting. I'm also expecting Deoxys Speed. I think it's really solid into my team. And then the rest, honestly, could be anything. I think Chomp will probably come too. Chomp's just a really solid matchup into most teams, and especially ours. So let's get into it. Let's see what we got. First off, we got our win con for the game. We've got Choice Scarf, Terrifier, Munkidori, Psychic, Sludge Wave, Terra Blast, Parting Shot. Now with enough speed to outspeed Garchomp. So the plan is, with this Munkidori, is to kind of chip everything in range of Psychic. Psychic looks really solid this game, just as a spammable move. But basically my idea is to kind of chip everything down, so where Monkey can come in the late game and kind of just clean up. It's also my offensive check to Zapdos, so I feel like depending on the team he brings, I can kind of play around that with Munkidori on my Choice Scarf Zapdos. So yeah, not much to say about it. Obviously Terra Blast is to catch Scizor off guard on a potential switch in, if he switches in a couple of times, as if he doesn't bring Skuntank, he doesn't really have a lot to switch into this mon, in all honesty. So yeah, I think going for the late game with this mon's definitely the play this week. Next up, we have got Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Hypnosis, Sub, Darkrai. Now, this is enough speed to outspeed Raikou. I think this mon's really solid this game. I was torn between a couple of sets, to be honest with you, but I felt that this one overall was probably the best one, a lot paired with Parting Shot from Munkidori. Obviously getting the -1/-1, not a lot of ones want to stay in on Darkrai, so I can get my sub off. Hypnosis is obviously there for the Skuntank. I think chipping away at that with Bad Dreams would be really solid. And then being able to spam Dark Pulse. If it's something like AV rather than Black Sludge, it can get chipped quite easily. So yeah, and then we got Sludge Bomb. I was debating between a couple of moves on this mon. Willow was definitely one. I think Willow's also really solid this game, but I went for the Hypnosis. I went for the risky move this week, so we can see how it pans out. I think overall, Hypnosis is really nice. Like I say, I can get my subs up. I can chip away at the Skuntank if it comes. And yeah, I think, like I say, I think it's a really solid set this week. It chips down the mons that I need weakened for Munkidori. So I'm very excited to bring this Darkrai this week. We've been bringing some funky Darkrai sets. So yeah, moving on to the next mon. It is AV Vikavolt. This is basically my lead this week. It's guaranteed going to be my lead. It takes any hit from any mon. I'm rocking Tera Electric this week with Discharge, Volt Switch, Bug Buzz, and Charge Beam. I think overall, these 4 moves are just the best to hit everything. Vikavolt can do a lot of damage very early on in this game. Like I say, it lives any hit from pretty much any mon. I think there was only like maybe a couple of banded mons that can take me out. But I can take Specs. I think it was Specs, Timid Specs, Chandelure, Terrifier, Fire Blast after I Terra, which is crazy. I think Modest kills me. Or if he's Overheat, I think it kills me. But I can take, like I say, near enough any hit. It's just barring a few, which I will absolutely take. Discharge spam is pretty good into Bope's team. Obviously, Volt Switch, Bug Buzz, and Charge Beam are just kind of there. Volt Switch, obviously, I can get some early momentum, as Vikavolt is a pretty slow mon, so I can get a nice slow pivot. Charge Beam is there if I get the opportunity to get the boost stuff. Sorry about that. So yeah. And then obviously Bug Buzz for the likes of Raikou, Serena, if it stays grass type. And to hit Chomp on switching as well. This mon's very strong, like I say, as a lead. I think it really does the breaking really nice, really early on. Moving on to the next one, we've got Urshifu Rapid this week. We're bringing it back. And I'm very excited about it this week, to be honest with you. We've got Surgery Strikes, P-Jab, Aquajet, and Swords Dance. I think this set overall is really solid into Bope's team. There's not a lot of mons that really want to take this on. It can be used late with SD Aquajet, or it can be used early to break, which is kind of what I'm going for. I need that Primarina weakened for Psychic late game, so it's definitely something that I want weakened, like I say. Able to run Adamant this week too, which is really nice. We've got enough speed for Chandelure. So like I say, very solid speed on this mon. Very solid speed tier against Bope's team in particular. And yeah, not a lot wants to take Protected Pad Surgery Strikes. I went for pads over Punching Glove this week because I'm running the Poison Jab, which doesn't get affected by Punching Glove. And I didn't want him doubling out into like a Rocky Helmet Ruskin Garchomp on my P-Jab, and I'm taking loads of damage. It's just something I'm not really interested in doing. And I think health on this mon is like really nice to have. I think not a lot of mons can kill it from full. So yeah, I think overall this is probably a really good Urshifu set into Bope's team. I'm excited to see Urshifu do some work, hopefully. And Surgery Strikes is just a really spammable move into his team. Overall, and it does a lot of damage. Obviously, with me being able to run Adamant, that helps a lot. So yeah, very excited to bring Urshifu back this week. Next up, we have got Ogerpon. Hello, the Ogerpon, rocking Ivy Cudgel, Knockoff, Power Whip, and Spikes this week. Got 16 HP, 252 attack, 192 speed. Jolly. No sweet spot speed Garchomp with Force for Death. If I can get an offensive Spike up, which to be fair, I think is totally doable in this matchup. It's my team. The rest of my team looks really good. Like I say, we're just setting up for that Munkidori late game. Obviously, Ogerpon is an answer to Sizzle, which is one of the mons that I do need getting rid of. It also baits in Garchomp, which again I need damage on. And yeah, to be honest, I'm expecting Chandelure to be some kind of ability shield set. I think it works. It makes sense into my team. So I do have the knockoff there, just so if he's Terrifier and Ability Shield isn't entirely warmy, and then obviously I get my knockoff off and I can click Cudgel again, which is still really strong. Even though it's resisted, it's a really strong move into his team. So yeah, that's going to be Ella this week. Again, just kind of chipping away at the mons that I need chipped and weakened for the Munkidori late game. And obviously, if Zapdos isn't Scarf, this mon can outspeed it, which is huge. Next up, we've got the glue piece to the team this week, and that's going to be Vullaby. Vullaby making her debut, Be the Vullaby. We're rocking 248 HP, 188 defense, Impish Nature with 72 Speedef. We're rocking 30 IVs in speed. I believe this is to underspeed Scizor, I believe. So I can get a slow U-turn on that mon. This mon's here for Scizor. This mon's here for most Serena sets, this mon is here for Zapdos mainly. Yeah, really solid mon this week. I debated between a few sets, but I felt like I had to bring Defog this week with me bringing Vikavolt, Monkey Dory, which to be fair won't be switching in a lot, but I don't want to take the damage on it where I can. Me bringing Darkrai and obviously Ogerpon. I don't know if I said that already, but I felt like being able to remove hazards is so important, especially with a spike stacking mon like Garchomp, which can do it very easily into my team in particular. Yeah, I think this is probably the best way to go about things. Slow U-turn is really solid in this matchup. It helps out the likes of like if Chandelure's sub, I get to Surging Strikes it with my Urshifu and outspeed it. So I think it helps me out a lot in terms of positioning, and I think I'm excited for Vullaby. I think it tanks a lot of hits from Bope's team. Even like setup hits, like if Scizor SDs, I'm still tanking. It's crazy. This mon's a wild mon. So I'm excited to use her. She's making her debut. I can take most hits from Chandelure. It's obviously not my ideal way of dealing with Chandelure, but if it's non-boosting item, I can definitely take it on somewhat. So yeah, that's the team. Things that I'm scared of: Zapdos. Obviously Zapdos is really solid, like we figured out. Strong flying types are really good into my team. Other things I'm scared of: Prim, yeah, but I think I have some things to deal with Prim. Deoxys, I think, will be either plot or it could be like E-Belt, it could be plot, it could be like rocks 3 attacks. There's a lot of things it could be. I definitely think it's going to be packing superpower for my Darkrai. I think that just makes sense. It could be Colbur as well for that. So just want to keep an eye on. An SD Scizor is obviously always a threat, and I have a tendency of losing to SD Scizor. It seems to be my kryptonite, to be honest with you, but hopefully we change that this week, and yeah, I'll let you guys get into the battle, so enjoy. Hey guys, it's DarudeLeafStorm here, and we're here with the battle. So as we can see, we are facing Bope or Ben. First off, I want to say thank you to Ben. He's been a lovely person to schedule with. This last few weeks have been crazy for me, and I hate having to reschedule, but I had to do it this week. I had a couple of things go on during the week. Like I say, it's just been very, very busy for myself. So, but Ben has been really accommodating for my scheduling. So, again, appreciate you a lot for that. So, thank you, first of all. And we're here with the battle. We can see what Ben is bringing. First off, again, I want to apologize for this setup. Ideally, I wouldn't want it like this, but again, I'm away for the weekend, so this is going to be it, unfortunately. But we'll be back to normal production next week. I just hope that isn't so loud for you guys, because it's so loud for me. But anyway, getting into the battle. As we can see, Ben has brought Chandelure, Zapdos Gala, we've got Deoxys Speed, Scizor, Serena, and we have got Garchomp on the team. So, a couple of things that I didn't really expect. No, I mean, everything's kind of expected. Ben's got a really solid team. A lot of the mons, you know, are really solid. No Primarina is interesting, but I can kind of see why. Like, a lot of these mons fit better into this squad, so I can see why he's not brought Prim. But immediately when I saw no Prim, I thought Urshifu looks really good now. So yeah, I will say, before this game happened, we actually started playing, and Ben did not declare his Teras, right? So it was kind of, we played a few turns out, and he eventually saw, and he was like, oh, like, my bad, sorry, we'll start again. So we started again from that point. And yeah, it was fine. Like I say, it didn't make a lot of difference in the battle in terms of, like, I didn't make any different plays, really, to be fair. I thought at the time that it was going to make a bit of a difference, and you'll see why in the battle. So yeah, but he did declare Terra Grass Shandy, so we do see that, and I'm happy about that, because I've got knockoff on my I've got knockoff on my Ogerpon, which means that I'm definitely expecting ability shield here. I think it's ability shield or scarfed for sure. If he's ability shield, I can knock it off and I get a super effective Ivy Cudgel off. So really solid here. So yeah, I'm just going to hop straight into the battle. I picked my lead literally straight away. As I said, what did I say? As I said, we had already played the first couple of turns out. So yeah, let's hop into it and let's see what Ben is going to bring into this matchup. Obviously, I know the leads. I'm leading Vikavolt, which I said in my team builder, if you have watched that part of the video. So yeah, we're going to lead with it and see where we get on. But like I say, week 2, heading into week 3, of JJDL. We're looking to pick up a win to get up to 2-1. So let's see if we can do it. So he leads off with Serena. We lead off with our Vikavolt. And here, so he was Tera Ghost, right? And I clicked Buzz straight away. Like I say, no Tera was revealed, so I clicked Buzz immediately on this first turn. Obviously knowing that he's Tera Ghost now. I can't remember if I clicked a different move, actually. Like I say, it didn't really make too much of a difference, as I actually saw that the Serena was AV from the damage that I did to it. So when I found out that it was AV, I knew I needed damage on this mon, guaranteed. So yeah, like I say, the Tera didn't make a difference in this, not declaring it. But like at the time, I thought, because I clicked Buzz, I did less damage, so I just didn't want to risk it, is all. So here, I believe I do just T-Bolt, expecting the Tera Ghost this time. If he wanted to go on to Garchomp, I get my I get a Buzz off on it. So I thought T-Bolt immediately. Now knowing that it's Tera Ghost was the best play overall. I was thinking that or Volt Switch, but I think T-Bolt overall was probably the better play out of everything. So goes to the Tera Blast immediately. As you can see, the bulk on our Vikavolt makes a huge difference, as it's not going to do a tremendous amount to us, which is lovely. We're going to get a nice solid T-Bolt off. Good decent chunk, as you can see, it definitely is AV Serena. This turn I am going to Volt Switch. This gives me all the damage I need on Serena. So yeah, overall makes a huge difference. You know, I need this Mon weakened, I need it chipped, I need it dead if possible for my Munkidori late game. So let's see. We're going to see what Ben's going to do here, whether he's going to preserve the Serena. Again, expecting me to be Scarf Munkidori in the late game. Keeping this around would definitely be helpful, as I need this Mon dead. I need this Mon dead, chipped, in range. So we can definitely see what my man's going to do here. He actually stayed in the first time we played, and I got the damage that I needed. And he is going to do the same right here and go for the Tera Blast. And I do Volt Switch, and on this turn in the last game, I went out into Urshifu, as, like I say, I see no from Arena. It means that Urshifu basically nabs a kill or gets some really nice damage off on something, and it's exactly what I'm going to go into. I was debating going out into Munkidori, as the Serena was potentially in range of a Psychic. But no, I am going to stick with my Urshifu play. Like I say, I outspeed the Serena, and it doesn't really have a great answer to this, so Surging Strikes is immediately what I'm going to go for. And we can kind of see what this Mon wants to do here. What he wants to switch into. If he wants to just sack this Mon. I think sacking this Mon and going out into Deoxys is probably the best play out of everything. But I can understand why, if he wants to save it. I think that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, let's see what my man's going to do. Immediately I'm thinking I'm in an OP spot. You know, I've got Urshifu in. It basically nabs a kill here. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty okay in the start of this game. I feel like I positioned okay immediately, but these sort of positions is what I need for my Munkidori later on in the game. As we do see, Ben is going to withdraw his Serena and save it, potentially for a stack later on, and he's going to go into Ginka, which is the Deoxys Speed, and I thought, if this is offensive Deoxys, surging into Jet always kills this, but as you can see, that does no damage whatsoever. So this Deoxys is in fact defensive. And when I saw that it was defensive, I thought this is definitely a helmet mon. And he probably knows that I'm punching glove / pads right now. So yeah, I was half tempted to stay in, but I didn't really see any point. I mean, he's going to click Psycho Boost, or he's going to click or he's going to click like Recover or something like that here. So I really didn't feel like staying in was a good play really on this turn. I didn't really see what it got out, or what I got out of it. So I believe, I want to say I got out into Volibee, but I could be wrong. Let's see what I'm going to do. This game was played a few days ago, so you're going to have to bear with me for the next few turns. Like I say though, I'm fully expecting the Rocky Helmet on this one now, knowing that it's a defensive set. Obviously, I'm still keeping in mind of Colbur Berry. I am going to go out into my Darkrai, as Ben is going to withdraw and go out into the Serena, which is perfect. Because now I can click Dark Pulse pretty freely and nab a kill. So, yeah, in comes Darkrai, the Pokemon fan. In we are. And I am going to click Dark Pulse. If he wants to bring out something like Scizor, if he's some sort of Spadef set, that's fine. Again, I need the damage on Scizor, so I'll absolutely take it. And I know I can live a hit, especially if he's defensive, so I'd probably just click Dark Pulse again, to be honest with you. I don't really need Darkrai. Darkrai is literally here to weaken the mons that I need it to for Munkidori. So, yeah, pretty free Dark Pulse coming Ben's way. And yeah, like I say, in this position, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. We've got the Deoxys chip to half, which again helps out for that Psychic late game. If Scizor dies and this dies, and then like Garchomp gets weakened or dies, Sludge Wave is potential. So there's a couple of ways that I'm looking quite strong this game. We do get the Dark Pulse off and down goes Serena. Obviously that's really helpful. And now we know that the Chandelure can knock Tera, which is another big part of this game. Right? Because then my Urshifu can always revenge it no matter what set it is. Unless it's like some sort of Salix set. I know I can always go out into my Volibee, click U-turn, and be able to bring in my Urshifu, which is massive. Because as we've seen already, Urshifu does not have many switch-ins, if any, really, on Ben's team right now. So, yeah, we can kind of see what Ben goes into. I'm expecting Scizor. I think Scizor's probably the best bit to go into here. Yeah, he can get momentum off me. I think it makes a lot of sense. But then again, he doesn't know what kind of set I am. Obviously, Scarf does look pretty okay into this team, especially with the Deoxys speed there. But yeah, in comes Chien, which is going to be the Scizor. Makes a lot of sense. I obviously do not want to stay in here. I don't know what kind of Scizor set this is. At least I don't think I say him on this turn. But I'm looking at Ben's team. Also, I think Zapdos would have been a fine play here. I don't really have a lot of switch-ins to Zapdos, so I think that would have been a fine play also. But I'm pretty sure I do just go out into my Volibee. It's one of my best answers for this mon, along with the... obviously, it's my answer to Zapdos as well. So we are going to swap out here. I'm so sorry if that's so loud. So in comes B. Her debut is finally here. Is going to go for the U-turn, and that does not a lot at all. So I know this is not banded, and it's not very offensive either. Like I say, Volibee just ate that. It swallowed it, to be honest with you. So I know that it's probably a more defensive set. Makes sense. I've got a Darkrai, so it makes sense. I think something like Banded was also very strong. I think SD was really strong offensive. But I think a lot of Scizor sets are really strong into me. So I think any set really was fine. But I'm not too threatened by this. Like I say, I needed Scizor basically weakened or dead anyway for Munkidori. So now it's just kind of like, I need that, but it's got a less offensive power. So here Ben brings in Chandelure on this play. And yeah, like I say, now that I know this Mon can't Terra, I get to just click U-turn, and I get to bring in Urshifu again. No matter what he clicks, if he clicks sub, if he clicks an attacking move, I think Vullaby can live most hits, especially now that I know it's not Terra. I think maybe Spec's Overheat has a chance of killing me, but I doubt it from the percent that I'm at. So yeah, and like I said, I don't really need health on Vullaby, especially now that I know that Sizzle's a more defensive set. I think I can potentially get a roost off on that one anyway. But all Vullaby's here for is to get pivots into my stronger mon. So it's going to go for Flamethrower. It's going to do obviously a solid amount. It is a Chandelure at the end of the day. But I do get my U-turn off. No Flame Body, which is massive. If he is rocking that, obviously has the ability for Flash Fire too, if he's rocking the ability shield. So here is a pretty safe Urshifu. There's not much that he can do. I had a moment in this game where I was like, he is Terra Grass. Like, what do I do here? And then the realization kicks in. He's already Terra'd Serena. So I get a free Surging Strikes off him, which is exactly what I'm going to go for. The Deoxys not recovered, so that does die to another Surging, which is lovely. If I get the damage on Sizzle, that's huge. If I get damage on Garchomp, that's huge. So there's no real drawback on me clicking Surging Strikes. It's definitely my best play. Like I say, does not have the best switch-ins to it. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much nabbing another one here, to be honest with you. I don't really see what Ben can do, unless he's like a defensive Chomp. But even then, I need the damage on it, and he can't kill me. So I get to go for 2, or potentially 3, depending on how fast he is. And I think 3 is either going to put it in range of, like I say, Monkey Dory, which is what I'm going for. Alas, he does in fact stay in with the Chandelure. We get the Surging Strikes off, and that is going to easily knock out the Chandelure on the 3rd strike, which is massive, massive kill right here. Chandelure's a very big offensive threat versus my team, and I'm glad to have it gone, as it can offensively pressure my... So here we can see what Ben's going to go into. Like I said, Urshifu's putting him in a big spot. He doesn't have anything other than Deoxys, I think, to really kill it straight up right here. I think Deoxys is probably the best play to go for in this situation. Either that, or if he wants to try and set up with Garchomp, but he doesn't know what kind of set I am, right? So I could be Ice Punch, I could be anything like that. Oh, I forgot about this Mon. Yeah, of course there's Mons to switch in. Zapdos does come in here. Makes a lot of sense into the situation we're in now. Brave Bird just basically nabs a kill. There's not a lot to it, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's kind of just deciding what I want to get rid of in this situation. So obviously I've still got my Tera available, either on Monkey Dory or on my Vikavolt, both of which can still play a part in this game for sure. Obviously Vikavolt's looking pretty low, so chances are it's going to be the Monkey Dory. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking what to do in this situation, kind of what my move is, and what I want to go for. Obviously, you don't know what kind of Urshifu set I am yet. I mean, if he's Helmet, he should know that I'm pads up Country Glove on the Deoxys. But here, I decide to sack Vullaby. I think it's done its job. There's not a lot, really, I can roost versus. If I get a free switch on Sizzle, I can roost versus that. But it's whether I want to spend that turn roosting. So I am going to go right onto B, my Vullaby. Fully expecting a Brave Bird to come out here. But Ben goes for a knockoff, and I live it with Vullaby, and I live the next one. So yeah, now I get to click U-turn. I was debating on clicking Roost, but you know, my Eviolite's gone now. And if I get the right call, like on this Mon, I could potentially bring in Ogerpon. I can bring in, what else have I got? Darkrai. I can bring in Monkey Dory is the main one, right? Because I'm Scar, so I guarantee outspeed this Mon. So I get offensive pressure back on, and I get to keep a sack, which is really important, especially in this meta. I feel like sacks are just so key right now. But yeah, like I say, it's really solid. I really expected Brave Bird. I think Brave Bird was probably the best move there. But I guess he didn't want to take the recoil on it. But now I get my free pivot, my free slow pivot out. And yeah, looking very nice at this point in time. We can kind of see what Ben wants to do, whether he just wants to click knockoff again. But he is going to withdraw. And he's going to go out into Garchomp, which is really nice. So here, we get U-turn off and we get knowledge. We can see if this mon's rough skin Rocky Helmet. We see the rough skin. No Rocky Helmet, which is huge. Like I say, I get to keep Vullaby as a sack. So really, really nice. Thank you, Vullaby. Really, really doing the work for me this game. So here, I don't really have anything that can directly OHKO this Garchomp. As I don't have Ice Beam on my Darkrai. I was debating on going out into Urshifu. Obviously, I can live any hit that this mon wants to go for. I think unless it's like Banded Outrage, I think even then I might have a chance of living. But I decided I'm going to threaten the Ice Beam. At the end of the day, he knows nothing about my Darkrai, apart from that I've clicked Dark Pulse. So I feel like I can go out into Darkrai, threaten him with Ice Beam, and actually just click Dark Pulse. I was debating on whether to click Sub or Hypnosis. I think all three moves definitely had a solid thing to them, but I thought just clicking Dark Pulse, getting damage guaranteed off on something is definitely the way to go about this here. If he wants to like SD into Scale Shot, it's not a huge deal. Munkidori still outspeeds the Darkrai. Sorry, still outspeeds the Garchomp. So as long as he doesn't get 2 up, it's not really a big deal. So yeah, it's going to withdraw the Garchomp here, obviously threatened by potential Ice Beam. Also, we've got 2 Scale Shots off. Jet from Urshifu looks really solid. Goes out into Scizor, and we confirm that it is Spadef Scizor with leftovers, which is very scary, very annoying. But, you know, here I have a decision to make, and I do not want this mon setting up an SD, right? Looks very solid. I mean, I could have gone out into Ogerpon, in all fairness. I think Ogerpon would have been a fine play. As Cudgel threatens something, but it kind of brings in Garchomp, and I don't really want to deal with Chomp right now. So I'm debating on what to click and what to swap into. Like I say, Ogerpon looks really good on this turn, but if he clicks U-turn and gets in Chomp, I'm looking not great, as I don't really have a Monte. I mean, I have Power Whip on it, which does the damage I need it to, I guess, actually. So I guess Ogerpon was probably my best play in this scenario. But I decided to just go for Dark Pulse again, get some extra chip damage on this mon, potentially get a flinch. There's a lot of things that could have happened this turn, as we do see the SC from the Sizzle come off. So now this is also at about 50%, which is really nice, right? It's looking good. It's looking good for the Munkidori. The Munkidori Dream. So yeah, we can kind of see what my man's going to go for, and kind of go from there. But like I say, having this mon chipped, I just need it. I need it dead, to be honest with you. I need this mon dead. But now I've got my Vullaby sack on this next turn, which is beautiful. So I am absolutely going to go out into Vullaby. Sack off B, but B, you have done the absolute most this game. I'm so proud. My last pick, my 1-pointer, really being the glue for this team this week. So thank you, B. You have done a brilliant service. Ben also goes for U-turn, which means that I get offensive momentum here, which is really, really nice. And I actually can't remember what Ben goes out into on this play. But yeah, like I say, a lot of mons are threatened by Urshifu at this point, and don't kill Urshifu back in 1 hit. So Urshifu looks like a really solid offensive pivot, except for this mon, which is the Deoxys Speed. So yeah, here I'm deciding what my best course of action is on this play. I believe, I mean, I know this Deoxys is defensive, right? So I'm debating, do I go into Munkidori and click like Terra Blast or Sludge Wave? But I decided to go into Darkrai, as I feel like I can live most superpowers as long as it's not like offensive, which we know this one's defensive already. He also doesn't know what Darkrai I am yet. All I've clicked is Dark Pulse. I could be Scarfed. All he knows is that I'm offensive and I have Dark Pulse. So he could scout for the Scarf, Darkrai. a not quick superpower here. Like, he could be frightened of it. Maybe sack Sizzle, go out into Garchomp, something like that. I think his best place to stay in and at least try. If he does have the superpower, to go for that. And get the chip damage on for maybe like BP from Sizzle or just any hit really. Again, Darkrai is something that it doesn't necessarily kill in one move at this point in time. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what wants to go for. But like I say, we've seen that it's the defensive Deoxys, so it shouldn't really, unless it's like some weird defensive mixed superpower expert belt set. But we do see the Stealth Rock come out, which is nice, you know. Obviously not ideal. We don't really want rocks going up here, but it's fine. Obviously Ogerpon's going to get hurt by them. Vikavolt is pretty much dead in the water now. But again, it's another sack that I have in the back, so I'm not too stressed. I'm not too stressed, not too fussed about it. So here, fully expecting Zapdos to come in. Again, it's such a good offensive piece into my team. I feel like it kind of has to come in. And like, if he thinks well, he obviously knows that I'm not Scarf now, because I would have outspeed Deoxys unless he's weird defensive toy Scarf set, which is chances are not going to be the thing. But yeah, so in comes the Zapdos, which again, obvious. Makes a lot of sense. It nets a kill versus me. So I am going to sack the Vikavolt on this play. That is the one thing about this team. I feel like it's so offensive that any offensive mon I face, it's a sack game, right? I've just got to win the sack game, and I can win these games, right? So it's wild. A very fun team, though, I must say. Like, Tera Monkidori's been so fun to use. Urshifu, Ogerpon, all really fun mons to use recently, so I'm enjoying it. Darkrai is fun to build with, I can't lie. It's really fun to build with. So yeah, I am enjoying this team a lot. So thank you, John, first of all, for having me. This has been lovely, a lovely draft I've got. So yeah, we are going to bring in Vikavolt. Zapdos is going to go for U-turn, which is really nice. Again, I get offensive momentum into this mon, into Ben's team on my sack. So yeah, really solid. I think Garchomp looks like a really solid pivot here. Like I say, I don't really have a lot to one-shot, especially now that he probably knows I don't have Ice Beam on my Darkrai since I didn't click it. I think Sizzle, getting an extra round of lefties on Sizzle is probably not a bad move either. Sizzle's the only thing really stopping Monkidori properly now. So yeah, I mean, we're not out of the waters yet at all. I think this game's still very much either end. But I'm confident in the pieces I have left, right? So, but like I say, anything could happen. Garchomp only needs 1 or 2 moves, and it can get really out of hand very quickly. So I'm preying on the Jet Urshifu to kind of save me from any scale shot shenanigans. So we shall see. I'm going to take a sip of my tea whilst and we see Sizzle come in and get that extra on the left. Like I say, makes sense. This mon is a bit of a pain for me to deal with. However, that would be if I didn't have an Urshifu. And now that I know this is Spadef Sizzle, I get my kill with Surging Strikes right now. So it's 4-3, and like I say, Surging Strikes is very strong into this move. So yeah, I think I will say, I think probably Chomp was the better of the moves there, but I can totally see why he went on to Scizor. But again, like I just get one with Urshifu now. So we're going to put Surging Strikes, and he sacks Scizor, which is mad. So I know, you know, he's probably thinking Scizor's like half HP, like it's not really going to do too much. But I think that was his mon that once Urshifu went down, I think that was the mon to be able to do anything really into this late game. But I think with Darkrai and Monkidori, it would have just got chipped down eventually, or I would have been able to kill it. So on this next play, I think Zapdos just comes in and claims one. There's not much to it really. Yeah, it's just really solid into my team. And said Zapdos is going to come back in. And yeah, it's time to pick a sack, basically. So I'm looking at, obviously he's got Chomp and he's got this left. I'm thinking, what is my best route to go about this? And I decide to, I don't know what I decide to sack, actually. I actually can't remember what I decide to sack. Obviously, I'm still thinking that this mon's Scarfed. However, if I would have done a little cheeky calc on the knockoff to Vullaby, I would have seen that this mon was actually Choice Banded Zapdos. And at that point, I think I probably should have sacked off Darkrai, as obviously I didn't have a move to hit Chomp anyway, and then got into Ogerpon, click Ivy Cudgel, and then click Power Whip into Chomp. But obviously, I'm risking the Power Whip, so I think that was actually my kind of process going into this. However, to add on to that, this man clicks U-turn on this turn, and now I'm thinking, well, I have to land a Power Whip anyway, so wild time, wild time. So yeah, I definitely was expecting Brave Bird there. If I stayed in with Urshifu, that would have been wild. Like if I would have just sacked Urshifu as like kind of a, well, I need to pick one anyway, I'll just sack Urshifu and click Surging Strikes. I don't think the U-turn into a Garchomp hit would have actually killed me, so I probably would have gotten a kill on this Garchomp, as it would have got 2 Surgings into probably a Jet off. So yeah, here I had my friend behind me watching the game, and I said to him, well, I got to rely on 85% accuracy right now on this Power Whip, but we do connect it. Was my friend was like, 85% is good, right? Like, it's good odds. And I said, not in Pokemon. Not in Pokemon. So here, Garchomp goes for the Scale Shot on this play, which is really nice. And yeah, obviously from the Power Whip damage, we see that this is a more offensive Garchomp, and we see the Scale Shot. So here, I am in a, I win, right? I win from this point on. Monkey Dory cleans up this game. However, my paranoia said, no, we're not doing this right now. As, obviously, I still think the Zapdos is Scarf. I do not want to lose to a random Crustat Berry Garchomp. And I still stand by this. I don't know what item this mon is. It easily could be Crustat. Chances are it's probably not. It's probably loaded dice if it's got Scale Shot, right? But my thought process was, if I got into Monkey Dory and lose to a Crustat Berry Garchomp, I'm 1-2. So I don't want a negative record this early on in the season. Especially with some tough matchups I've got ahead. This whole league is tough, right? So I need to guarantee my wins where I can. Obviously, seeing U-turn, seeing knockoff, I know that the Zapdos isn't like an agility setup set. I know that it's choiced in some manner. Again, I'm thinking it's Scarf. But anyway, it does swap out here and goes out into the Zapdos, which is fine. I get to click Aqua Jet. Obviously, that would have killed the Garchomp and scouted for the Crustat Berry. Here, I believe I just... I can't remember what I did, actually. I think I sacked Darkrai, as if he clicks U-turn, I get to bring in my Urshifu, and I get to scout again for the Crustat and click Surging Strikes and claim one. So yeah, basically this endgame is just me making sure that there's not a random Crustat Berry Garchomp that I'm going to lose to, and stopping my Monkey Dory from winning. But as long as either this dies or the Garchomp dies, I know I win the game, right? So as long as I don't throw really hard and sack my Monkey Dory in a random play. I am going to go out into Darkrai. It's going to click Brave Bird. That means I can go out into Monkey Dory, click Psychic, and I claim one. And then Urshifu or Monkey Dory, depending if he's Crustat Berry Garchomp or not, can claim the other kill. And that's going to be wraps on the game. So yeah, Monkey Dory, we eventually got there. Trey is in. And we are going to be able to click Psychic on this mon or kill the Garchomp. I'm assuming this is going to be the sack, however. So yeah, what a game, right? So I will say, I think there was a couple of things that you know, I was really happy with my prep this week. I think the way I built my team, I felt really comfortable this game, and usually I don't feel like that with a lot, but I think I'm going to give kudos to myself this week. I think I felt really comfortable in what I was going for in the late game, and yeah, I'm very happy with how the team worked out. GG's though to Ben, again, really solid guy, and a really nice game. You know, it was clean, which is the most important thing. A clean, fun, close game at the end of the day. And yeah, very scary team he's got as well. Definitely a tough one to prep for. But yeah, in comes Garchomp. I can click Psychic again. If he is random Custap Berry, I have my Urshifu in the back, but he is not. We're going to click Psychic Monkey Dory, and Monkey Dory is going to clean up this game. So Tera Monkey once again. Obviously, we didn't use the Tera this week, but really coming in clutch. This Mon has been really putting in the work for me. Like, I feel like it's a bit of a dark horse, you know? It's kind of like just claiming kills. A couple of kills one game, a couple of kills another game. And I think it's going to rise up in those rankings as we carry on in the season. But yeah, GG's again to Ben. Really nice game, and I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun, solid matchup. So yeah, next week we face John Jr., and he's got a very scary team, a slower team, I must say, but it's very strong team we're facing. So yeah, look forward to that one. I've never played John, so I'm very excited to have that opportunity to play the commissioner of the league as well. So yeah, thank you, Ben, for the battle, and thank you, John, again for having me in JJDL. It's been a pleasure so far this season, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the battles. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been DarudeLeafStorm, and I'll see you all later. Bye, guys.